Shalom everyone, it's called Torah. We will discuss today Parashat Vayachi, the parsha that we will read this Shabbat. In this parsha, in a way, the family drama comes to an end. Yaakov is already settled in Egypt. He is about to die. He calls Yosef and his children, which are Yaakov's grandchildren. He discussed with Yosef his final request to be buried in Israel. And Yosef will take an oath to do it. And Yaakov dies and they bury him. But today, I don't want to talk about Yaakov. I really want to talk about Yosef and two main values that I think Yosef is teaching us towards the end of his life. At the end of the parsha, really the last few verses of the parsha, I think Yosef teaches us two very valuable values. One is hope and tradition, and the second is family. And I would explain. Yosef calls his brothers and he says to them, I am going to die. And not only that I am going to die, we are going to go into a time that it's not going to be pleasant for us. A time of slavery, a time of enslavement, a time that there will be no hope for 210 years or for 400 years, it depends on the calculation. But we are going to be stuck in Egypt. We are going to lose everything we have. And we're all going to be slaves. And there are going to be dark times. Times that we will think and we will ask ourselves, what are we doing here? What's happened to the tradition? What's happened to the glory times that we experienced? But I want to tell you something, my dear brothers. Ve'elokim, and God, pakod yifkod. God will surely redeem us from Egypt. Yosef is saying this statement of redemption, of a promise for redemption, hundreds of years before Exodus actually took place. That will start next week with Sefer Shmot, with the book of Exodus. Yosef is giving a code, a password, pakod yifkod, which means God will surely redeem you. And this statement is being transmitted as a tradition from a father to son, from a father to a daughter, from parents to children, to grandchildren, to great-grandchildren, until it reaches its peak next week, Parsha, when Moshe appears on the historical stage and he says to the Jewish people, Hashem told me that he is about to redeem you, and he used the same password, pakod. Hashem will redeem you. Hashem remembers you, He counts you, and He will remember you and will redeem you. And when the Jewish people hear this code, that Hashem will redeem them, they believe in Moshe. Hundreds of years after Yosef told it to the brothers, this tradition was kept intact to the children who are about to be redeemed. This is the first value. The value of tradition. I know that the word tradition always reminds us, the fiddler on the roof, tradition, tradition, tradition. But there is so much power in this word. The Hebrew word for tradition is masorah or masoret, which means limsor, to transmit. We are messengers. We are people who have the responsibility to transmit what we received to the next generation, intact but flexible, precise but open, to embrace the future and to maintain the past. That's the power of tradition. And that's the first value that Yosef transmits to us. And the second value is family. Yosef is second in command. He's the prince of Egypt. He is the power and the brain behind the glory times of Egypt. But Yosef realized that when he's about to die and he wants to request something for years to come, he does not go to Pharaoh. He doesn't go to his advisors or to his servants. He goes to the family. Despite all challenges that Yosef had with his family, without a doubt that was a turbulent time for Yosef, being sold by his brothers, then seeing them again. But at the end of the day, with all the ups and downs that we have in life, at the end of the day, it's about family. It's about the strength of the family. It's about the ability to forgive and sometimes even to forget. It's about the power to overcome family dynamics that can sometimes be very hurtful. It's about the power to continue on. Yosef teaches us that despite the fact that he was sold and hated by his brothers, he reached out to them. He united the family, and he knew that only them can make sure that he will be rested in the land of Israel. Yosef is teaching us these two tremendous values that are tied to each other: the value of family and the value of tradition. And today is the day that we should also strengthen ourselves in these two values, to take the responsibility to transmit tradition from door to door, from generation to generation, and to keep our family strong, united, and being able to overcome the challenges that we will face. Thank you.